And this is week 5. This is part 2 of my review of the G1 series, or Studio Series 86, Optimus Prime, and which part 2 will be dedicated to the transformation. So I should mention in part 1 that you do get a backdrop that came with in the check, but since I don't have enough space with any of the backdrops, I got rid of it. Since I got the figure, so we just have to deal with the fact that some don't have that. So the transformation is oh, so to start off with, so you would have to close up the hand, so tuck the fingers in, make sure it's into a fist. It can be a bit difficult out of one hand. Nope. There we go. Then you open up the yeah. There's going to be two certain slots for these sections. You tuck the fist in, and then you just this turn section instead. Close all this up. Then you move the backwards, rotate the bicep 90 degrees inwards. You do that for now, and you might as well just move the antenna forward so far that's why I have to do that. There we go. And you're doing the same thing with the other side. Go. So now I'm going to start to transform the legs. Yes, so that's the way. So what you do is that you flip out this slot section, and then move down, move the heel spur down, just get this all closed up. And then you open up this panel in front of the shins, get some corresponding tabs and slots that allows you to get it all closed up. But you get popping off the hinge might not always be. Yeah. Anyway, might as well just. Then what's going to happen is make sure those sections in the way. You have the slots into this tab at the inner sides. There we go. Again, just before I forget, so you would have to detach to the bone, and yes, you do get some bone transformation. In the back of it, there's two sides which go to the slots in the actual bone. Anyway, just straight out. Do the same thing with the other side. The left shin has a tab section. Yep, make sure that's the way. There we go. So now what's going to happen is that there's some corresponding tab shins, so that allows you to connect them together. So let's actually. There we go. So now go on ahead and rotate the waist 180 degrees, which I'm trying to show the information first part, which I should mention will be in the description. So it's a bit difficult to sort of one hand. not easy with 2 hands. Come to the backpack, open this panel up, which has 2 rests on top of here. Anyway, you flip out these panels, and then this will also go on ahead and yeah, flip out these panels. Yeah, and detach this section. So go to this to the back of the head section. And then I'm just going ahead and flip out the grill. So this is applied. And that's the mid section here doesn't actually form the grill, which is a common thing with Optimus Prime figures. And flip out this panel. So that's what you do. So you move these panels down, and then go on ahead and rotate the upper torso 180 degrees. So this is actually a bit more cooperative. Good enough. And so there we go. And this all lined up. Then what to do is that you tuck the head in like so. Make sure this is all lined up and so. This panel, which has slots, which go to this tab on top of the head section. So make sure that these hinges are all straightened out. Now what's going to happen is that you have to flip up the mid section, which has the slots which will go into the tab here. Make sure that this is all about the way back, and then what's going to happen is let's get to these sections. So double hinge, so to move hinges up like so. Do the same thing with the other side. So make sure that they push right to each other. And then what we'll do is that we'll close up these panels. There we go. Oh, and then what we'll do is just to slide this up, and then we'll close up the grill section. To flip it, if transferring back to remote mode is a bit difficult to try and without, to make things easier, you can just open up the chest panel and then you can get this up. So let's close this all up. And then what do next is that we'll detach the arm sections like so, and then just slide it down. Go, and then there's a tab at the back of the shop which will go to this panel. Make sure that's into each other. Might as well do this as there is a section that will just lift all this up. And we'll just detach just doing the same thing with the other sides. And the other arm. Make sure it's all lined up. Be a bit fiddly at times. One more thing is the spirit getting the arms into place. And then go on ahead and flip out this panel. And then it's up. Try and straighten out these hinges. Got these, it's a double hinge section. And then what's going to happen is that there is some corresponding. Let's go to this around here. Again, try to get this all out. There we go. Just do like so. And do it to make sure everything's tied in. Do the same thing with the other side. So, go. Then what's going to happen is that there's two tabs on this panel, and then go to these slots at these wheel sections. So push them down. Oops. Make sure. Yeah, got these out. So pull out the wheel section like so. There we go. It's all tied in. And now just finish off with transforming the legs. So you got these panels which have a tab which go into the slot like so. Up, and then you use this tab here which go to the thigh. It should be mentioned that I feel it's a bit too thick, a bit too long. I tried shorter, but then making them look worse. They go onto the the back, so I guess the top of the forearms. Let's call it. Try and get it's all lined up, but it is a bit difficult to do so because the tab is too big, it's too long. And so I think that's the best that you tend to do here. Then what you do is that you flip out these sections out to the side to the shins, which has a tab which is going to go into section which will slide onto the slots like so. Oh, that's how you so third. Anyway, you then rotate this degrees to reveal this red section. It's meant to be that there's a tab which will go to the slots in front of the forearm. We're going to sort of put one out the way, but unfortunately I can't, because again this tab is too big. Can't really tie it into place, but it does stay into place, but unfortunately it isn't good to line up properly unless you do some modifications. And then what you do is that you flip out the rear wheels, which has two tabs which go slot sections, which are hard to see, but there we go. Then you do the same thing with the other side. And there we go. That's that's Optimus Prime himself done. And now going to go on ahead, show off the transformation for the command text. So what you do is actually move the radar dish forward, and then just actually move the hand up, take the sexual 180 degrees, do this, actually let's make this up, and you just move this down like so, and then what's going to happen is that this bottom hinge will move down, top, middle hinge up, bottom hinge down, so this will just into place. Then what we do is that we move these panels up, and then you got these corresponding tabs and slot sides. This will allow you to close it all up. And then what to do is that to flip up this wrap, snap it in place, come to the undersides, which will rotate these, I guess, to us, and then you move these inwards, so tuck the stabilizers in. Do the same thing with the other sides, and then might as well just complete, since they're not going to plug these to places yet, but I'll just open the kickstand, which there's the slots to go to the top, so, and actually I'll just, and then there we go, just plug it into place, and there we go. There's G1 just also subscribe in his lorry mode. So now up is part 3, which will review the lorry mode. So all have mixed.